Hey guys, I hope we're doing well. When you're in recovery from addiction, it can be really easy to feel like you're behind in life, feel like you're not doing enough. I started getting clean and sober when I was 37, 16 months in now, and sometimes I still feel like I'm really behind in life to where I could have been or where I should be. And I think that's quite common for people who are going through recovery from addiction, rebuilding their life. It's very easy to start comparing yourself to other people. Maybe people who have had years of stability, stable careers, stable families. They've not had to rebuild from addiction, not had to battle multiple addictions, and they're not fair comparisons to make. Really, you need to compare yourself to where you started and where you're at now on your recovery journey. And that's something I've been really focusing on a lot the last few months. Because when I look back at where I started 16 months ago, when my whole life had collapsed, the difference now is massive. And I'm sure a lot of other people who are watching this on your own journeys, that you'll be able to relate to that as well. Even if you're only a few weeks into it, you're going to be in a better place than when you started. It doesn't matter where other people are at, it matters how you're doing compared to where you started. Because when you do start getting clean and sober, if you've had years in addiction, consequences will have started stacking up. Whether that's financial, relationships, business, all that type of stuff. So it can involve a real life reset when you do get clean and sober. It's not just putting substances or behaviours down and everything's great. It's rebuilding structure again in your life. And that could be a lot of stuff if you've spent years in addiction. For me, it's rebuilding all of those things: relationships, business, the whole lot. And it's easy to start comparing yourself to other people, how other people's relationships are looking, how their business is going. But it's not a good comparison to make, because your journey is your own. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. When I was stuck in active addiction, I never reflected or really cared about where I was in life. I only really cared about planning to using, recovering. That was my whole life. Now at 16 months in, clean, I reflect a lot more about what I want in life, the direction I want to go with my life. And I can imagine that will be the same for a lot of people when you start building up sobriety and you're not stuck anymore in that bubble of addiction. There was a quote I heard recently that talks about comparing yourself to other people, and it said something like, just try to be a better version of yourself than you were a year ago. And that's something now I try to keep in mind every day. Because when I look back at myself a year ago. I was only 3-4 months clean and sober then, and now I look forward 16 months. I look at the journey I've been on, the improvements I've made to my life, and the difference is massive. Whereas if I was comparing myself to other people who hadn't gone through addiction recovery, looking at what they're doing, how their life's going, probably not going to feel too good. But if I focus on myself and look at where I was, I actually feel pretty good about the journey I've been on. And that is what matters. So guys, maybe you're on your own journey at the moment. Could be a couple of weeks in. Hello mate. You could be a month in. Just think where you started, where you are now, and the direction your life is going in. Forget other people's timelines, what they're doing, where they're going. It's irrelevant. Stay focused on yourself and your journey. Guys, if any of this stuff resonates, hit subscribe. I'm going to be posting content 2 to 3 times a week, talking about my own journey of addiction recovery and helping as many people as I can. Guys, have a great week. Thanks so much for listening.